All right, so it's time for notes. We're going to talk about angle relationships formed by parallel lines and transversals. So just a refresher, the parallel lines are two lines that never intersect. They are represented by the symbol that looks like two vertical parallel lines. And so this statement says M is parallel to N, which means line M is parallel to line N, which we can see in this picture. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines. So in this case, line T is the transversal. So I'm going to highlight that. Okay, and so if this other figure, which is turned slightly a different way, this line would still be the transversal because it is crossing two or more lines. And whereas on this figure, here would be your parallel lines. Okay. So I also want you to, when we say alternate, you want on opposite sides of a transversal, and versus same side, it's going to be on the same side of a transversal. We also need to be clear about the interior, which is here. This is inside of the parallel lines. Again, interior would be here with the blue, inside of the parallel lines. Where you have exterior is the space that's shared outside of the parallel lines, so represented by the pink. So out here and out here would be the space outside of the parallel lines. So that's the exterior in the pink, the interior in the blue. All right, so let's get into some of these angle relationships. So first we have an alternate interior angle. So we know that alternate means on opposite sides of the transversal. They need to be in the interior, so in between the two parallel lines, and these are not adjacent angles, so that means they're not next to each other. Alternate interior angles are congruent, so that means they are equal to each other. So we're going to place a dot here, place two dots to represent some alternate interior angles. So I'm just going to pick one that's in the interior, so I'm going to pick angle 3. Now, alternate means they have to be on the opposite side of the transversal. Okay, so if we take another dot, we're going to go on opposite side of transversal. Can't be next to it. So this is the only other option. And so those two angles there are alternate interior angles. So on your notes, go ahead and select another pair of alternate interior angles. Okay. And in this form, even when it's separated, can do the same way. So if I start with angle 3, I need an angle that's on the alternate side of the transversal. So I come to the other side of the transversal. Can't be the one that's next to it. And this is the only other one that would be inside. So again, those are alternate interior angles. Next, we have alternate exterior angles. So again, these are on different sides of the transversal, but they're on the exterior of the parallel lines. Again, they can be non-adjacent, and alternate exterior angles are also congruent. So let's pick one. So on the exterior, remember those are outside the parallel lines. I got 8. So now if I start here and I want on the opposite side of the transversal, can't be next to it, so it couldn't be 7. So the only other one we have left is here. So they're on alternate sides of the transversal. They're both on the exterior, and those angles are going to be congruent to each other. Again, if I do this picture, we started with 8, and we want to be on the opposite side or alternate side of the transversal, and another one on the exterior because they can't touch. Alternate exterior angles. So in your notebook, go ahead and find another set of alternate exterior angles. Next, we have same side interior angles. So same side, they're going to be on the same side of the transversal, and they're going to be in the interior of the parallel lines. Another name you might see for this would be consecutive interior angles. So know those are interchangeable. Same side interior angles are supplementary, and I kind of remember that with all the S's. Same side supplementary. So we know it's an interior angle, so let's pick an interior angle. So let's say if I start at 3, I need something that's on the same side of the transversal still in the interior. So those would be same side interior angles, or what they call consecutive interior angles. So if I do this other figure, we would have, that's my interior angle. I need to be on the same side of the transversal, still in the interior. So in your notebook, go ahead and find another set of same side interior angles. All right, our next one are same side exterior angles. So now we have to be on the same side of the transversal, on the exterior of the parallel lines, and these are also supplementary. You might also see this called consecutive exterior angles, same like before. And then same sides are supplementary, so remember all that S, same side supplementary. So I'm going to pick an angle on the exterior. So let's say I pick 7. Now I need to be on the same side of the transversal, so it's one of these, and it has to be on the exterior. So angle 1. And that looks the same way. If I turn the figure, I start there, I need to be on the exterior, on the same side of the transversal, and I need another angle on the exterior. Those are same side exterior angles. So again, in your notebook, you find another set of same side exterior angles. All right, so then our last relationship that you need to know will be corresponding angles. So what I want you to know about corresponding angles are they are on the same side of the transversal, and they're in the same position relative to the parallel line. So meaning if they're both either on top of the parallel line they touch, or they're both beneath the parallel line they touch, or to the left of it or to the right of it. Whatever it is the same position relative to the parallel line. I like to think of these as there's going to be one in the interior, one in the exterior. Remember, they can't be next to each other because they have to touch 2 different parallel lines. So let's pick an angle. So let's say if I pick angle 5. So I need an angle that's on the same side of the transversal. So I'm either looking at 7, 3, or 1. But it has to be in the same position relative to the parallel line. So angle 5 is on top of line N here. So I want one that's going to be on top of the other, line M. So those 2 angles, 1 and 5, are corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are congruent to each other. So let's look over here. And we can pick a whole nother set. So if I pick angle 8, I need something that's on the same side of the transversal. So I'm either looking at 6, 4, or 2. But it has to be in the same position to the parallel line. So this one seems to be to the left of the parallel line. So I'm going to find the other parallel line. Go to the left. So those 2 angles would be corresponding angles, and they are congruent to each other. So again, in your notebook, see if you can identify another set of corresponding angles. All right, so now we're at the end. This is kind of processing time. Look back over your notes. See if there's any additional information that you might want to add to the side that you think is going to help you with studying. And then if there's anything you have a question about, put a question mark next to it and then write out the question beside it. What is it that you're not understanding? Therefore, you can ask your teacher when you get into class. All right.